All right, welcome back. And how's your vision coming along? Don't stress it if you need more time. It's an evolving thing and you can work on it all year if you need to. But you should be starting to get some things down about what does your vision look like for your future. I know that looking 10, 20 years out is a little bit stressful for some people, but give it a go. See if you can think that far out. And we're going to still spend some more time this week on creating clarity of vision. We're going to talk about goal setting. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk about in this model the acknowledged source part of the model, and it's going to apply as we walk through the next several steps. And when it comes to creating clarity of vision, whatever your source is, whether you like to pray or meditate to connect to your higher power, it's a good time when you're setting goals and creating a vision to check in with your higher power and get some guidance on what that might be for you. So I'd encourage you to do that as you go through this process. And this is an exciting time of the year for me. I love the end of the year and starting new year. It's really an opportunity to look at where you're going, where you've been, how do you take action in the new year coming up to move you closer to your vision. It's an exciting time all over the year. We were going to go to Japan for New Year's this year, but we learned in a seminar that New Year's holiday is the most important holiday in Japan, and the whole country shuts down for about 7 days around New Year's as people travel back to their hometowns to celebrate. So who would have known? I'm glad we figured that out before we booked tickets over there. And I'm going to run through a set of questions here about 2017 and 2018. And I want to give credit where credit's due. I got these questions from my coach, Michelle Humphrey. And they're great questions. So let's look at 2017 first and see what your answers are for these questions as I go through them. And they'll be in the blog notes so you can refer to them as well. But what was your biggest triumph in 2017? What was the smartest decision you made in 2017? What one word best sums up and describes your 2017 experience? What was the greatest lesson you learned in 2017? What was the most loving service you performed in 2017? What is your biggest piece of unfinished business in 2017? What are you most happy about completing in 2017? Who were the 3 people that had the greatest impact on your life in 2017? What was the biggest go-for-it experience you took in 2017? What was your biggest surprise in 2017? What important relationship improved the most in 2017? What compliment would you like to have received in 2017? What compliment would you like to have given in 2017? And it's not too late, so go ahead and give that. And what else do you need to do or say to be complete with 2017? Some good questions to reflect on to get you ready for 2018. And here's some questions for the new year coming up. What would you like to be your biggest triumph in 2018? What advice would you like to give yourself in 2018? What are the major actions you're planning to implement to improve your financial results in 2018? What would you be most happy about completing in 2018? What major indulgence are you willing to experience in 2018? What would you most like to change about yourself in 2018? What are you looking forward to learning in 2018? What do you think your biggest go-for-it experience will be in 2018? What about your work are you most committed to changing and improving in 2018? What is one as yet undeveloped talent you are willing to explore in 2018? What brings you the most joy, and how are you going to do or have more of that in 2018? Who or what, other than yourself, are you most committed to loving and serving in 2018? What one word would you like to have as your theme in 2018? I love that last question. Think about that one for a while and come up with a rockin' theme for 2018. And let's talk about goals, because we're going to move into goals now with those questions behind us. And goals really are stepping stones to your vision. If you got this 10 or 20 year vision that you're working on, you have to have goals to get there. And I'm going to give you a couple weeks to work on goals. I'm going to come back in the new year and do another blog on refining goals. But I'm just going to lay out the basics here today, and you can spend the next couple weeks just whatever form it takes for you, whether you type them out, whether you write them down, whether you put together a vision board with some pictures. I don't care. But write down your goals. And here's some reasons why you should write down your goals. People with written goals are 50% more likely to achieve their goals than people without goals. There was a Harvard study that suggested 83% of the U.S. population do not have goals at all. All the motivational speakers and gurus that you would study agree that goals should be written down. Only 3 out of every 100 adults write down their goals on paper. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible towards your vision. 14% of people have a goal plan in their mind, but these are unwritten goals. And goals held in the mind are more likely to be jumbled up with the other 1,500 thoughts per minute that the average human being experiences. The act of writing down a goal is a very powerful motivator. Writing down goals forces us to avoid being vague. Specific goals, which are time-bound and measurable, work best. So there's some thoughts for why it's important to write down your goals. And if you've never written down your goals before, give it a try and see what happens next year. I think you'll be amazed. Goals come in a couple different flavors. The first kind is what I would call an achievement type goal on the left here in this picture. Reaching a summit of some goal that you have. But goals can also be developing a new habit, whether that's to exercise more or to meditate more, connect with your source more. And if you're interested in developing habits, I'm going to put a link in the blog notes to an app I use called Way of Life. And it's a fantastic app for developing habits because it gives you a checklist and it reminds you every day that, hey, you need to check in with your checklist and make sure you're doing all the stuff that you need to do on a daily basis. Love that little app. It really helps you develop good habits. The language for your goals is key. The words that you use are really important. When you write them down, make sure they're positive, they're present tense, and they're written as if they're already done. And there's an important psychology behind making sure you use positive present tense and done in the way you write your goals down. And just a little review from last week, the categories of goals that you want to work on, very similar to your vision. There's a couple differences, but again, we want to work on our being, our mind, our body, our spirit, and our emotional health. What are the goals that we have for those areas? How do you want to grow spiritually? How do you want to grow knowledge-wise this year? What do you want to learn in 2018? In your physical health, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to get stronger? Do you want to jog every day or whatever it is? Develop your aerobic capability and your emotional self. How do you want to feel? Because the better you feel, the better your life works. Michelle Humphrey. And relationships, your significant other, your family, your friends, your community, and other people around you. You'll also hear a lot of gurus say, that your life reflects the 5 people that you hang out with the most. So make sure you're choosing the 5 people that you hang out with the most wisely, because those are the people that are going to help you reach your goals in 2018. And what is it in your career that you want to achieve this year? Do you want to start a new business? Do you want to change careers? Do you want to level up in your existing organization? What is it that you want to do in your career? And what will that mean to you from your financial outcomes in 2018? Is your income going the direction you want it to? And how are your investments doing? Is your net worth increasing? Something we didn't talk about last week when we were talking about vision was your relationship with time. And what is your relationship with time? What does your perfect day look like? What do you do when you get up? And how do you lay out your days to be most optimal for yourself? Take a look at that too. What are some time goals that you want to have in 2018? And then what is your lifestyle or your environment goals? How do you optimize your environment that you spend your time in to energize you? Whether it's your home space, your workspace, the cars that you drive, what is it that you can improve or optimize in your environment to make your life better in 2018? And contribution. How are you going to give to others in 2018? Think about that as a way to give back for all the blessings that you have. And then finally, how are you going to celebrate 2018? And there's a couple ways that you can tackle celebration goals. One is, as rewards for accomplishing other goals, or just kind of bundle them up and have some big event in the year to celebrate how great your year was. For example, this year, 2017, my family decided we were going to travel over to the Philippines as a way to celebrate all our blessings in 2017, visit our family over there, and we're going to take 1 week to visit family, and then we're going to fly over to an island that Carmina's never been to before and go sailing for like 3 days and do a couple other fun activities while we're there. So that's our celebration goal for 2017, and we're leaving in a few days, and I can't wait. Okay, and to kind of wrap things up here, T. Harv Eker, author of The Millionaire Mind, said, that your thinking creates your feelings, creates your actions, creates your results. So spend some time thinking about your goals, putting them down on paper. How are those things going to make you feel? How is that going to pull you into action in 2018 to produce the results that you want to move you forward towards your goals? And again, if you're enjoying what I'm doing here, please invite others to this blog. I would love it if more people got a hold of this information. So next week, we're going to talk about some things around the holidays, and then I'll come back in 2 weeks and we're going to go deeper on goals. We're going to spend a little more time on creating your vision before we move on to the next level in the manifesting model. Thanks and have a great week.